Okay, so I'm just going to explain exactly what this AI video agent internal tool even is, why it's an internal tool, and at the very end, I'm going to show you an exact brand case study that I brought them from 0 to 160,000 in GMV on TikTok Shop in 28 days, and kind of why I call this a content engine, not an AI SaaS, or like Arcads or Icon or HeyGen, all these AI SaaS video generators that you see, why this is different, and kind of the value proposition that comes out of this, because it's a lot more of an automation engine, right? It's meant to make a ton of content because volume really guarantees viral content. If you can make, just like I am, 300 to 350 or even 450 videos every single day just with one single internal tool, and they're kind of ready to post, then you're obviously going to go viral, especially because if you already get a video that hits well, then just recreate that video 100 more times, 200 more times, and of course those are going to do super well. So I also wanted to mention kind of who I am as well, because I know a lot of you are coming from Twitter or X and you've never seen my social media on TikTok or Instagram. So what I do is I teach people how to make profitable AI businesses, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm running my AI business, and I teach other people how to do the exact same thing. So I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about tech, AI, and viral content as well. So as I said earlier, volume guarantees viral content. I'm going to show you exactly how I generate 348 plus videos every single day, and that is just on one singular internal tool. So I could run this on my MacBook Pro probably 3 or 4 times without the thing exploding. But if you have a better computer than I do, you could run it even more than that. I'm also going to explain why this is an internal tool only. It's kind of what I mentioned at the top. It's not an AI SaaS. It's not in your browser. It's on the desktop and it's run locally. If you're not super tech minded, all that means is it's all done internally on your computer and not kind of calling external tools. And then I'm just going to show the UI, how this thing actually works, so you kind of understand what you're getting into, and if this makes sense that you would actually use this. And then at the end, again, how I brought a brand from 0 to 160K in under 30 days. So let me minimize that. This is what it looks like. So it's not meant to be the most pretty tool in the world by any means, but it's just there to generate a ton of content, specifically branded content on TikTok Shop and that sort of thing. As you can see here, we're on the campaigns tab. This is where you actually run videos, but to make this make more sense, I'm going to show you what the avatars tab looks like. So as you can see, I just added 5 avatars in here. This is not my main project. I didn't want to publicly show that because I have a lot of brand information that's confidential on there. But if you want to add a new avatar, all you do is you come in here, you give them a name, a gender, language, you upload a video, and you can add an 11 Labs custom voice ID. So that's super important because you want to use a specific voice. And this whole avatar tab is extremely important in general, because if you've ever made money on TikTok Shop, you know that certain avatars work better, just like certain actual affiliate, real human creators work better than others because they, either fit the demographic of the people watching the video. Like this white male, age 65, is a great example. I use him for selling a Navy SEAL bugging guide on TikTok Shop, and I'll, even show you what account that is. I post on Twitter all the time. I'm super, public about that as well, but he works great for those videos, generates a ton of views, and that's because he is the perfect demographic. We kind of give a burly old man voice. He talks about some conspiracy things, and it works great, right? So that's really important for me, and I like to use this black male for a Sheila G product that I work with, right? This mixed male when we're talking to a younger audience, maybe about a product that has to do with females or whatever. We use him for that. And the Aussie female, she has an Australian voice, and I think that really helps kind of people not realize it's AI because maybe they don't kind of hear the tone of the AI in the voice as well. So there's a bunch of different things that the avatars are really important for, but that's why I have this kind of set up like that. And then scripts, it's essentially the same thing. You just upload a script here. It can be a TXT file, it can be a PDF, whatever it may be. But this is really important because you want to train your agent on what you're trying to do, right? So the more you put in here, the more trained that your kind of overall OpenAI GPT is going to understand what you're trying to do. So when I'm putting a script in here like Sheila G for superfoods, that has a structure and a framework to what we're posting about, right? So it's important that you put a bunch in here. I only have like 10 or 15 maybe examples that I put in here right away, but my main project has like 1 to 200. But when you're uploading a script, maybe you ripped the script from Daily Virals, or you just saw a TikTok that went viral, or Calidata, whatever it may be. I put a ton of those in here on my normal project. Then there's this export tab. So I honestly don't use this very much, and I'll show you why in a minute. But if you're gonna make use this tool to make 5, 10, even like 20, 25 videos, this would be really helpful, because once the video is done generating, you can just do show in folder and it pops up right here, brings you directly to the video. You could airdrop this to your phone or whatever you want to do. But I don't use this that much, because I go directly, and this is only available because it's an internal tool. I go directly to a daily folder. So as you can see, this is May 18th, just about a week ago, and this has about probably 320 to maybe 340 videos in it. So we have a bunch of different avatars, some of the same ones you saw in those examples, and these are the types of videos that it generates. So hopefully you can hear this audio.
I remember the blackout in '77, not just a power outage on the news.
But as you can see, he's selling the Navy SEAL bugging guide. You can do other languages as well. So I believe this woman is Spanish.
¿Te has preguntado alguna vez por qué tu cuerpo no responde como antes?
So as you can see, there's also that randomization aspect, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But there's the shake, there's the color hues. You can kind of see it from these first frames. It looks a little bit different, even though we're using the exact same input avatar video. It looks different. There's different contrast, colors, and the video is completely randomized. The reason that we do that is extremely important. On TikTok, if you were to post this video and then you post this video, this second one, it's gonna get a violation. The reason for that is because they use something called A hash and D hash. That's super techy, but it's essentially looking at the frames of each video to see if they're gonna get if they're copied, right? If you stole it from somebody else, or even it's the same video that you posted on your account. So we randomize it with shake, that'll move where the pixels are at, right? With contrast, it'll change the color of the pixels. With different hues, again, it'll change the color, and noise and that sort of thing. So it's completely randomized to get rid of that whole aspect of that repurposed content violation. But let me close out of this and show you how the tool kind of works in the campaign section. So as you can see here, I just added 3 little kind of test campaigns. We got mixed male Sheila G, we got Navy SEAL guide, and this is the older male, and then the black male age 40 Sheila G. So if you wanted to, you could just create a new campaign super easily. All you're doing is you name it whatever you want, you put your product, it could say Sheila G, you add a back-end avatar, this would be like black male 1, you select a script, let's just do this one for example, and then the hook section is pretty cool, because you could say follow the structure of the script really well. You could say get creative with the hook, but follow the body of the example script. Whatever you want to do, it's super, super custom. And this kind of goes directly to GPT, but this is mainly for the script section. Also with the persona, if we're doing black male 1, you would probably just say black male age 40, age 45, whatever you want to do. So kind of know who's talking, right? Because that's important as well. For setting, podcast studio, outside, in the car, wherever they're at, I usually just recommend wherever the avatar is, use that kind of setting, because the GPT is going to understand kind of the vibe of the video. For emotion, you can have more than these 5, but I always just basically use neutral. For the trigger keywords, this is important as well, because if you post videos on TikTok Shop, you know that you need to have the product actually in the video. So when you're using AI content, yes, there's some things that can make the avatar hold the product. To be quite honest, those aren't what they need to be yet. In terms of posting content on TikTok Shop, you want this to look really, really high quality and like a real person, right? If someone's going to buy it. So let's say we're selling the Navy SEAL bug-in guide. I would put bug in right here, and then you could also do bug in depending on what the transcript is actually going to be. But basically what it does is it uses OpenAI's Whisper to transcribe the entire video and timestamp where the word bug in is actually spoken. And you could do a green screen overlay of someone holding the product. You could do a full clip kind of overlay as well for like 5 seconds. Whatever you want to do, it's going to overlay when that specific word is spoken, right? And then voice, it's just select by avatar. You could also use one of the generic ones. I recommend using the avatar, of course. You can put the brand name. If you do put it, it'll make sure that it puts it into the script. If you don't want a brand name in there, you absolutely don't need to do that. And then the advanced options are really important as well. Remove silence. that actually clips up the video. So just like if you were going to throw the video in CapCut, and when the avatar or person isn't talking, you're clipping up those individual audios. Again, it uses Whisper to kind of track the decibels and make sure that if they're not talking, they're not going to hallucinate. Because AI right now, there's a lot of times where it will hallucinate if they're not speaking, if the mouth isn't moving. And so it's important that it actually removes the silence in between there and it clips it up. And then enhance for 11 Labs. If you're using 11 Labs, you may know this or may not, but I recommend that you use an 11 Labs script enhancer. What that does, and the easiest way to explain it, is it adds AI understandable language or code into the video. And that's important because you want to add natural pauses and things that make sense for 11 Labs, right? To make it sound more human. And all that does is it enhances the script to make it make more sense. And then use randomization. All that is doing is kind of that aspect of shake. It's adding like randomized filters onto the video to make sure it's different every single time. So that's kind of how you create a campaign. Also with randomization, you can choose the intensity, low, medium, high, or extreme. I usually do like medium, but really anything you want to do if you want to test out different options kind of on there. So that's how you create a campaign. And then in terms of actually running this thing, so if I want to just run this one, all I would do, right, is I would just click run right here, and that would run one video. Or I could run 10x. You could also have this be 100x. The beauty of this being an internal tool is that's really easy to change. So you'd run that, but the benefit of it is you could have 3 just like this. And if you hit run selected, it actually runs automatically 10 of each of these. And it's not going to be the exact same video because it's a new script every single time. It'll be the same avatar and it'll have kind of the same structure of maybe following that Shilajit 4 superfood script that I put in there, but it'll be a new video every single time, which is super, super beneficial, especially if you're kind of copying a video that already went viral. So that's kind of how that works. What I do is I just, maybe write 10, 20, 30 of these campaigns, and then I select them all, run 10x, and by the end of the day, or probably even before that, all of those videos will be done, and they'll be, again, in this output folder of mine. So that's kind of how I do it. That's how I, make this entire system and process work. I'm going to clip up and kind of a case study example of the brand that we use this exact AI content with, and that'll pop up right now. This is one of the brands we're working with. Let me refresh this dashboard just so you can see. But yeah, this is the last 7 days here. Let me go last 28 days. So just under a month, 153K. It's doing super, super well. These videos, 1.6 million views.
Si tus pies queman, hormiguean o se adormecen, tus nervios te están rogando.
That's an AI creator.
If your feet burn, tingle, or go numb, your nerves are...
They look real, but they're AI creators. 1.2 million, 700,000 again are AI creators. Again,
if you have nerve
AI creators. These are our AI creator affiliate accounts. They're doing extremely well. They're making great commission. They're happy. The brand is happy. And I wanted to also show you, we just threw up ads for this brand. We've only spent $1,200. We're scaling super slowly, making sure everything's profitable, but it is extremely profitable because we spent $1,200 and got 300 orders and conversions and $4.22 per conversion, which is extremely profitable for the brand and me and everybody involved, right? This is a great result, and we're super excited about it. We're about to scale super hard now that we have inventory and we're getting more creators on this, ready to scale the entire brand. So it's working super well. This brand is called Prime Natural. They're absolutely crushing it. They have great products. They've been on Amazon a long time, but they just had no idea what was kind of happening on TikTok Shop. Really no orders at all. And their ads results were actually incredibly terrible, to be just completely honest. Before working with us, obviously it's all down to the creative, and TikTok Shop is a big kind of switch, but yeah, so that's the results with Prime Natural. Hope you enjoyed the quick testimonial. Let me show off a little bit of what we've been doing. But yeah, this is all done completely within the AI Creator Network, and this is just one of the clients that we've been crushing with for the last 30 days.